Hey guys, it's Miss Wally, and I'm going to show you how to estimate square roots. Fun times, right? This is for you, Lauren. Okay, so say I had a square. Let's start with a square. Okay, we agree it's a square, and this square is made up of 1, 2, 3, 4 squares. Okay, and the root of that square is 2. So in other words, the square root of 4 is 2. Because when I have a square made out of 4 things, the base of it is 2. Say I had a square made out of 9 things. And these squares aren't perfect, of course. You all know I can't draw. Okay, 9 things. The root of this square is 3. So the square root of 9 is 3. Now if I had a square made out of, say, 28 things, that's not going to come out perfectly. So that's what I'm going to need to estimate. And to do that without a calculator, here's what you need to do. If I have the square root of 28, I'm going to start by drawing a number line. Remember those number lines we spent so much time on last year? Well, you're going to need it. And the number I'm going to put on it is 28. And I'm going to go up and down until I find a square like these that would come out perfect. So I'm looking for perfect squares. So I'm going to start by going down. 27, do 2 numbers times itself, or doesn't 1 number times itself make 27? How about no? So 26, there's another no. But when we get to 25, if I were to make a square out of 25 things, the root would be 5. So I know that my root here is 5. And 28 is going to be between 2 numbers. So I know I can go all the way up. 29, 30, 31, 32. Pretend I could fit them all in here. 33, 34, 35, 36. Because I know the square root of 36 is 6. And that's obviously got to be the next number that comes here with this 5. And I apologize about this phone. I don't think the screen's wide enough for what I'm trying to do. I might be zoomed in too far. Anyway, so now I've got a number between 5 and 6. The square root of 28 is somewhere on here. Now I can look at it and guess, say, oh, that's 5 point, I don't know, something. But that's not a good way to do it. So what I have to do is I have to look at the distance on this number line. Distance becomes very important. And I'm looking for the distance from here to here. I need to know how far I came. Okay, I need to know how far I came from here to here. And if I look at that, that's 1, 2, 3 spaces. Okay, so I came 3 spaces. Out of a total distance, which is my range, I need to know how far I came all the way from 36 to 25. And if I count all these from 36 to 25, that's 11. So I only went 3 out of 11 spaces between these two things. And I know that this number here, it's not going to be 2 point something or 3 point something. It's between 5 and 6, so it's going to be 5 point something. And that something is 3 over 11. And in order to do that, I need to know how many sets of 11 exist inside of 3. Okay, if I had 3 things, like these 3 caps, okay, the only way I can get a group of 11 out of that is if I break them into pieces. So that means my answer is going to be a decimal. So what I need to do is come here and do 3 divided by 11. And I know I can't do that perfectly. And actually, I'm going to bring this over here because I know I'm going to run out of room. Let's go sideways. All right. 3 divided by 11. That's still no room, but whatever. Okay. There's no sets of 11 inside of 3, so there's my 0, my decimal. Add another 0. But there are 2 sets of 11 inside of 30. And that uses 22 pieces, and I'm left with 8. Okay? Now, I can't get 11 sets of anything out of 8, so I need to add another 0. 11 and 80 is 7, because there's 7 sets of 11 inside of 80, so that's 77. Subtract, I get a 3. If I were to add another 0, I'd be back at 30. This 30 is the same as this 30, so this is going to repeat. And instead of me doing this division for the rest of my life and keep going on and writing 27, 27, 27, 27 from here until 2027 and then some, I'm going to put this line over here that lets me know that the 2 and the 7 are repeating. Not just one of them, both of them. Okay, so that means this point something on 5 is 5.27. So that means the approximate, that here is approximate, square root of 28 is 5.27. If you wanted to check that, and I did it before, so I don't have to work it all out, you can do the multiplication. And when you check that multiplication and you add them all up, this is your answer right here. 27 and 7, what is that? Well, 27.7729, or 27 and 70, or 7,729 10,000ths, because that's the 10,000 spot, right? Tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000ths. Anyway, that's pretty much, if you were to round that, that would go up to 28. And that's the easiest way to estimate. Okay, if you have any more questions, make sure you ask me.